of trying to get healthy for our family, and we just have success stories with everything that we have tried. So I am in love with the products, and I'm just super excited to share them with anybody I can. So that's what we're going to do today. Gina?
Well, I'm Gina, and I've been trying to switch over to more natural things as far as like medicines and things like that. I try to stay clear of doctors. I've had a lot. I've had endometriosis has probably been the worst thing that I've had, but I've had different surgeries throughout the years. Had a hysterectomy about 1.5 years ago. And that whole summer I was like down with, it just felt like I was in labor the whole time. So I've had a lot of those types of issues. Much better now that that's gone. But I also had some traumatic things happen 5 years ago. My ex-husband trying to take my kids away and throw me in jail. It didn't work, thankfully, but it was very traumatic. And so I've been trying to dig out of that. And ever since that, I've just been pretty much eating my feelings. And now it doesn't even matter what feeling it is. I mean, if I'm happy, I need ice cream. If I'm sad, I need a donut. You know? So that's taken a toll on my health, like my joints and things like that. I had like it's kind of like plantar fasciitis, but a fat pad syndrome. So I'm trying to find some natural ways to manage pain and get healthier. I know I need to clean the gut really bad. That's kind of where I'm at with my health. I do essential oils, which has kept us out of, I haven't been on an antibiotic for 4.5 years since we started. So I thought, well, this is kind of the next step. Like, I got to get a really good solid multivitamin. And then when I saw Stacy's posts about Shaklee, I'm like, that's a name that's been around for a long time. And I know the people that have used it have really loved it, like for years and years. So I thought, well, they built a really good brand, and I trusted the name, and I trusted Stacy. And so I started going on the multivitamin and vitamin D. I use the Herblac stuff when I need it. What else have I had? Oh, we did the stress formula, and that if my kids take it, it goes really well for them, like concentration wise. And I've taken it a few times too, and I was like, oh, that is kind of nice. I mean, it doesn't like act like a Xanax, but it does seem to kind of calm things down just a little bit. So what else have I tried? Oh, I'm also pre-diabetic. So I started the blood sugar, what is that called?
The glucose reduction. Is that it, Amanda?
Regulation.
Okay. Yeah, so I started that one. I haven't taken that as consistently as I should, and I haven't left my sugar addiction. So I haven't noticed, because I haven't used it consistently and done very well with it. So that's my next thing, is to like be consistent with that and chip away at getting the sugar cut. Because I'm not a good cold turkey. Usually I am, but where I'm at today is just a whole different ballgame than when I was healthy 5 years ago. So we'll get through it. But I like that these are plant-based and natural items rather than a bunch of chemicals from big pharma. So I feel really good about it. And I do notice a difference on the days that I forget to take my vitamins. I notice a difference, like, oh my goodness. It must have been just like a gradual change when I started using the vitamins. But I noticed when I missed a day, like last week, I was like, oh, One thing I do notice that they must be full of nutrients, because if my kids take it, they don't want to take it anymore because they've taken it before they had enough in their belly. And then they've gotten sick or felt sick. And I'm like, no, put the food in first, then the vitamins. So they're a little gun shy yet. But the next thing I want to start for Grayson, he has acne. Not horrible, but it needs to clean up. And he has really been trying really hard on his nutrition. And so I wanted to try what you showed, and I can't remember what, but it's a probiotic thing, right?
Probiotic, the Aptiflora DI.
Yes. So that's the next thing that I want to add to the household.
Awesome.
And I'm hoping for me too.
Awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, that's very helpful. Real fast too, I'll introduce myself here too, Stacey, real quick in a second here. But hey, Kate, is there any major like health concerns or anything that you're kind of hoping that we touch on tonight?
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
That's you.
You get personal attention tonight, guys.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017, estrogen positive. So I had a double mastectomy, but I refused all the junk they wanted me to do, and I've been doing things naturally myself. So I'm looking to add things to help me in my cleaning up myself. I'm the liver cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
I know getting my liver going. I know mine's lagging right now. I was interested in that, and I'm looking for things for my daughter. She has ADD, and I took her off the medicine they had her on because I'm trying to clean us all up. And right now I have her taking CBD oil, but I think we need to do more, like the multivitamin, and I know other things. So that's what I'm looking for, different things to help us be healthier. And yeah.
Perfect. Good. That's helpful. So we'll make sure we touch on those things a little bit more in depth. So real fast, I'm Amanda Villarreal, and Stacey and I have known each other for, I don't know, a few years now, Stacey, I guess now. Yeah. So, and we work very closely together, and it's fun that we can, do this together and help people together and share Shaklee. And I definitely feel as though Shaklee is one of those companies that maybe people have heard of it, but they don't really know everything it has to offer. So I don't want you guys to fall asleep, but we're going to be covering a lot of stuff here. So I will try to move quickly because there's over 350 products, and there's no way in about 25 minutes that we're going to be able to go in detail. But I will make sure that we touch on most of them. And just to kind of give you a little bit of background on myself, I have been in the health and wellness industry for 24 years. I started teaching group fitness classes and personal training, and became a nutritionist, but started my Shaklee journey actually because of my own health condition and concerns, and started and stems from something I was born with, which is a very rare circulatory condition, but it led to being severely anemic. And when I was personal training and I was shadowing someone, I continuously was passing out, and I had a lot of issues with dizziness and headaches, and finally they determined it was because my iron levels were basically to the point where they said I was going to have to get shots weekly for the rest of my life because of my condition. So I hate needles, and I said there's no way I want to go that approach. So this personal trainer said, hey, you ever heard of Shaklee? And my mom actually worked at Apple Valley back in the day, so you guys are familiar with Holland area, that my mom had heard of Shaklee, and she's like, sure, give it a try. It seems like a good company. So, and anyways, 2 weeks later, my iron levels had doubled, and that's basically where I started, was just taking the Vital E with iron, and that's where my journey began. So I used many supplements throughout the years after starting that, but I went through college and I couldn't afford much more. But as I learned more and got my degree actually in corporate fitness and wellness, that I was very fascinated with how Shaklee did things so differently. I never had any intention of doing this as a business. I'm not a salesperson. I said I will never want anything to do with that. I want to help people be healthy, teach them about exercise, nutrition, but I will never sell products. Well, about probably now 10 years ago, it pretty much came to me that here our family uses all the products. Our kids have been raised on them. It's what I used during pregnancy. Everything we use is Shaklee. And you know what? We have 5 kids, and I brag because I think it's very powerful to know with 5 kids that, I'm going to knock on some wood, hopefully this is real wood, but we are never sick. Like, we don't go to the doctor for being sick. We don't, have a lot of the normal things that people just think is acceptable. And I believe it's because when you know how to treat your body and what the right things to do to build your health are, you'll be amazed at how the symptoms can go away on their own. Our bodies are amazing. God made us to be able to heal ourselves. And if we know what to do, Shaklee can be a tremendous gift. And and helping us to be able to move forward with whatever, you know, our needs are. So that's kind of a really quick introduction to my story. And Shaklee, you know, we're going to kind of touch on a lot about what it is and a lot of the products. But just to kind of help you know here really fast right away, though, I think the one thing that really sets Shaklee apart is, you know, like you were saying, Gina, you know, that's awesome that it is plant-based. They source everything from nature. But the thing that makes it very, very different is that they take the time to actually make sure everything is scientifically proven. And that is very unique because products available today, I don't care if you go to Walgreens, you go to GNC, you go to a health food store, there are never third-party clinical studies done on those products. And because there's no regulation in supplements, we really have to be careful on what we are purchasing and who we are purchasing it from, because there can be things like lead is natural. They can include that in our products and not have to put it on the label because the government doesn't make them put those types of things in there and list them. So again, it's very scary the more you learn. So I always say, unless you know where it's coming from, don't put it in your body, because there are long-term effects that can happen from that. So Shaklee, you know, the mission is to provide a healthier and better life for everyone. And I think, you know, as you kind of continue to see here, everything they do revolves around nature. Dr. Shaklee, back in 1915, he created the very first multivitamin. And even the focus back then is the same as it is today. He will never create a product that harms any tissue or cell in the human body. Any product you take, if you overdose, you take the whole bottle, what's going to happen to you? Absolutely nothing. It's like eating too much food. You might get a stomach ache. You might go to the bathroom a little bit more. But I can guarantee you, if you went and you bought a bottle of Centrum and your kid took a whole bottle of Centrum vitamins, you'd have to get their stomach pumped. It's a very different concept, synthetic versus natural. And that's why we like to help kind of get people to understand, you know, why Shaklee is really different. So when we talk about studies here really fast, this is a very unique concept too, that Shaklee actually tests above organic standards, over 350 tests above what organic tests for. So when you see that, what does that mean? That means that we are 100% clear of pesticides, herbicides, things that should never be used in our products. And because of that, if you do a little research into Shaklee, they have officially been a company since 1956. They have never recalled a product in over the 60 years that they've been Shaklee Corporation. And again, that is unheard of when you look at many of the big products out there today. And if you also notice here, 100% guaranteed, if you try any product for any length of time, it is guaranteed that you can get your money back. So you have nothing to lose with Shaklee. That's what I always tell people, you know, and that really speaks a lot about their products. There's, again, not too many things that you can go and purchase and at any time be guaranteed you will get your money back. So very important to highlight that. So when you look at Shaklee, you know, there are so many options that, again, it can be overwhelming. But the thing that Shaklee realized way back when, Dr. Shaklee, is that everybody is different. And that is why we all have unique needs, and that's why there's so many options. Dr. Shaklee himself had tuberculosis, and that's what led him on his journey of healing his body, was learning what he could use from nature. And still some of his original formulas are still around today. But no matter what, we need to have a building block, a foundation to make sure that we're covering all of our nutrients that unfortunately our food is very void of today. So when you look at what we eat, we could eat every color of the rainbow. If you can afford to eat 100% organic, they still say today that 1 in 3 Americans is deficient in at least one nutrient. And that's amazing because we have so many food options, but it's because the quality of our food has changed. So that is why supplements, I say today, are now mandatory. It's not an option. And we want to be thinking of building long-term health and not just masking symptoms. And that's what our goal is by using products we know are safe and guaranteed. So our building blocks, we start with the multivitamin, and then we start to add on a protein, which is kind of the staple of helping to get the ground built for a foundation of all of our other nutrients. And there are lots of options that we can look at for building blocks. And then we get into more like, you know, Kate, you were mentioning, you know, liver health and, you know, having breast cancer, you know, those are going to be different nutrients than maybe a 16-year-old that's perfectly healthy at this time. They're not going to probably need to be adding as many staples at this point because in solutions for targeting, because, you know, they don't have any health needs right now. So that's why I can't say when people say to me, well, can you just tell me 2 products that I should take? And it's like, well, I got to ask a few questions, because there's not a magic pill. So when somebody tells you that this one thing does everything, it's too good to be true. So don't fall into fads. That's a really big thing right now, is people getting sold on, and it's been like that for years. You know, that's why these companies come and go so often, because everybody wants that quick fix. And this is not that way, because we are focusing on building long-term health for everybody at every age. You know, we start our kids on vitamins, literally 2 weeks old, they've been on Shaklee products. So, you know, I'm a big believer in trying to make sure that we are working on prevention and not waiting until we're sick. And these are just some people that use Shaklee products, and you'll even note that we have Olympic athletes that use our products. We have NASA that uses our products. We have the White House uses our cleaning products. They are used by everybody, but also just, you know, general everyday people too. And that's great to know that there are so many options. And just to kind of show you some of the areas of importance we're going to touch on. And I also want you guys to be thinking, as we're going through this, you know, maybe this might not be particularly something, maybe you don't have heart issues right now, but maybe you know someone that does. So that's why we're going to kind of touch on all of these things, because there might be something that we highlight tonight that you might think of, wow, my best friend has a crazy family history of heart disease. Maybe I could suggest something to them that could make a difference. So that's why I want you guys to do your best to just, you know, stay with us here, don't fall asleep, and, you know, try to follow along the best you can here. So, all right, the first one we mentioned was protein for a building block. And Shaklee has over 7 different protein options. And I think that gets to be a little confusing, and that's why we help to guide you on a good place to begin. But we're going to talk about this here in a little bit more detail soon. But protein is really something that is hard to find a good plant-based, pure, non-genetically modified option today. And that's why we want to make sure that we mention some of these protein options. There's also something that is really popular right now. This is our greens booster. This is one that it's actually on sale this month, but it's great because that is also one of the things that whole foods are getting to be, again, less and less of in our diet. We like processed, quick, on-the-go options. And to have something that is a whole food with the fiber intact, that is cold processed, that doesn't need refrigeration, this is convenient. This is a great thing that you can have to throw into spaghetti sauce, throw it in your smoothie, throw it in, you can put in oatmeal, you can put it in, you know, it's a great way to sneak in your greens, which this is kale, broccoli, and spinach, and one serving is equivalent to a cup of those. And again, no nutrients are void, it's completely pure, and it keeps the source of vitamin K, your lutein, your xanthine, those things that are found in your green vegetables, those are all intact with your greens booster. So I'm going to just, again, show you all these different options. So here's some of our shakes. We have 4 different flavors that are available, and there are soy options, there are non-soy options. So Kate, with your history, I'm sure they tell you to stay away probably from soy. So you would look at more of the plant option, which is a plant protein. And this is an excellent way to be able to get in, again, a ton of nutrients in a quick and fast food way. So literally you can mix up a shake. Our kids have one every day for breakfast, 30 seconds, you're out the door. And it is the healthiest meal you could possibly have. Has all your vitamins, your minerals, your fiber, completely low glycemic, helps with building muscle mass, has your complete balance there of what is very hard to do when you're looking at your food choices. They're available for a lot of quick options. So again, a huge fan of getting people started on a good, solid protein option. So I see Holly on here. Holly, can you hear us? Maybe wave. I think she's frozen.
Froze.
Yeah, I think she's frozen, and I can't see anything to mute her, unmute her. So hopefully she's in here. But all right, so the Shaklee difference, leaning a little bit more here into some of the studies that have been done, and this is a very unique one. This is the longest study that has ever been done on supplements. This is 25 years of showing what happens when people take store brand, when people take no supplements, and when people use Shaklee vitamins. So the ages were all very similar, backgrounds very similar, but you know, the leading cause of death is actually heart disease. And they found that the biomarkers that lead to heart disease were much lower in every category in people that take Shaklee supplements long-term. And actually the people that took store brand, like I was telling you guys, is synthetic, that people taking store brand, all of their biomarkers, if you want to look at this study, you can actually type in long-term study and on supplements, and you'll be able to find this in detail. But the fact that the store brand supplements had much higher levels of everything across the board. They didn't feel as well. They had much higher cholesterol, much higher, overall triglycerides. Everything was much higher. And people that took, again, no supplements were healthier than those people taking store brand. So again, you want to know what you're taking, and there's long-term proof to prove why Shaklee is different. So Holly, can you hear us? I saw movement on her screen for a second. I don't know. Now I don't see anything. Uh-oh. All right, maybe she'll get on here eventually. Okay, so looking into some of our other, getting started systems. Now, there are quite a few of these, and we don't have a ton of time here, but note that there are patents on every single product. So you will not be able to go and find any of these anywhere else. And everything is put in the way nature would be. So they don't strip. For example, when somebody takes a B vitamin, they don't source just one of them. They keep it intact, just like it would be in nature. There are things like Vivix, which is an anti-aging product that's in this strip here, that this is going to be a little more specific for something that, actually cancer is a big one. You want to think about having to repair at the cellular level. There's proof that we can slow down a lot of the mechanisms that help to prevent disease and control how much faster those diseases come to play because of aging. So, there's also, this is a vitalizer. This is a very popular way people begin. A lot of nutrition in here. Basically, your multivitamins, it's got your B, your C, your carotenoids that are found in your fruits and vegetables, your omegas, which are very difficult to find clean sources of, vitamin E for heart health, and a probiotic. So love the strips. So for about $2 a day, you've got the most, over 80 bio-optimized nutrients in one strip that are time-released, so it continues to stay in your body for over 12 hours. So again, that's very unique, and that's why it's patented. So, and you'd have to eat everything you see here on this screen in one day to get what's equivalent to one of these strips. So that's why we talk about whole foods. This is important, and I do not know any person that eats, for example, 100 grams of sardines a day, unless you guys really like those. I would not. And to eat a dozen eggs a day to get the amount of biotin you need, it is very difficult. And that's why I was saying earlier, the importance for using supplements. So this is part of the Shaklee difference. And then
Quick question on those strips for you, Amanda.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Do you take them throughout the day, or do you take them with food? Do you take them all together?
You take them together generally, right away, first thing. Usually we do it with our shake, but you can do it with your breakfast. And it includes your multivitamins, which you were talking about your kids needing to take with food. And
right.
And you're right, it's because it is so much nutrition at one time. So yeah, ideally, we take these first thing, and then, we're good for the day. So I love the simplicity of this, and you don't have 80 bottles to open to get what's in this, one strip. So, and again, I love the convenience. So you're traveling, it's so easy to grab these. So, and this strip, actually both of them came to play because of that 25-year study, that these were the main nutrients they found most people are void of in their diets. That is very hard. Like I said, people don't eat fish daily. They don't eat the things to give us stress, for example. B vitamins are burned constantly because of high stress levels in our life. So that needs to be supplemented more often. So there's a reason why all the strips are put together how they are. So good question, though. Yeah, stop me anytime, guys. All right. So here's your multivitamins. If, your great way to start is your multis. So we have one for women. Basically the difference, don't be scared because it says women. It just means it has iron in it. If you don't want iron, you take the men. It doesn't mean you're going to grow boobs if you take the women, and it doesn't mean you're going to. So don't worry. It's just a thing. People always freak out. They're like, oh, I'm taking women and I'm a man. It's like, doesn't matter. It just has iron. So it's the only difference. And the Vitally Gold is going to be for over 50, and you can get that with K or without K. And then they put it together into packages to help you save money. So, you can kind of determine, for example, the vitalizing plan. This is going to cost you around, I believe it breaks down to be around $6 a day, but you have to remember this is one meal. So this is replacing one of your meals, and then along with your vitamin strip every day. So kind of showing you the package deals that you can get percentages off by buying them together. So another area of, we talked about the Shaklee difference, and I wanted to mention this was on our Vivix, that this study was done. The lady that actually partook in this study.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Sorry. On the multivitamin, is that just adults?
We have kids also, Kate, and really I tell people once their kids can swallow vitamins, start taking these because they're much cheaper. So if somebody can swallow, our 8-year-old wouldn't chew. So he finally, he's our only kid so far at 8 that wanted to swallow the big vitamins because he doesn't like the taste of the chewables. So yeah, so whenever they're ready, they can definitely take those. So
Okay, thank you.
good question. Sure. But the Vivix, again, this is a very, very hard concept to find something that actually can reverse the aging process. And you guys might be familiar because I, asked you guys at the beginning, you said you're from Holland, but, Amway is a very popular company, and they had a really popular product around for quite a while that was a red drink that they claimed, everybody was into it. All of a sudden, I lost my train of thought of what it's called those. Anyway, Monavi, if you guys heard of that one. But there were never third-party studies on that. It was around for about 2 years, and it's gone. It's not available anymore. And there's a reason for that. Again, they didn't have the data backing the claims. So I'm a big fan of Vivix, especially when you have more needs that you need to focus on. I mentioned at the beginning, addressing like me, I have a rare circulatory condition. I will do everything I can to slow down the progression of that because it is so rare. Nobody knows the long-term effects of what I have. So, you know what? If I can do something to be proactive, I'm going to do it. And my odds were very slim, what they told me when I was very young. So, where I'm at now, I 100% believe supplements have made a difference where I'm at today. And this product, again, is called Vivix. It's a liquid gel, or there's a liquid form of this. And this is, again, cold processed, and all of the products that have resveratrol, which is the key ingredient in this, you have to take 100 glasses of red wine to get the equivalent of what is in one serving of this Vivix product. Most people cannot drink red wine 100 glasses a day, so it's very difficult, and you wouldn't be.
I can try.
Yeah, you can try. I might not see you probably in a week or so, but but there are resveratrol products on the market. But again, noting the Shaklee difference, most of them contain something called emodin in there, which these resveratrol products actually acts as a laxative, and people get really bad diarrhea when they go on them, and they think that that's just natural detoxing. It's not. That should not be in a resveratrol product. Same with looking at resveratrol in red wine products. Sulfates are a really common allergen to people that drink red wine, and they'll probably tell you they know when they're sensitive to those. And sulfates are used in a lot of these products. And again, if it causes sensitivity, it should not be incorporated into a supplement. So you will never find anything that could be considered a sensitivity in any of the Shaklee products. Remember, I told you guys we're going to cover a lot. So we're getting into just starting out with probiotics really fast. And Stacy mentioned this one, that, she's had great success with Tate using this for acne. And we use this for many things, but this one is unique because it has different strains in here to deal with different parts of not only gut health, but also your immunity. And this does not require refrigeration, which most probiotics do. And this is very important because it's proven that even if you open this capsule, it will still only release into your intestinal tract, which is very important. It can survive your stomach acid. And that's what most probiotics are false claims, because they don't actually build good bacteria because they're killed in your stomach first. So when you look at probiotics, very important, it can survive that. Now there's the DI, and there's also a regular probiotic. And you guys probably hear everything about gut health right now because it's true. You've got 70% of your immune system in your gut. You've got the fact that things like acne you would never think could be revolved around gut health, but it can. We use this for our kids. It's a little teeny tiny pearl. Anytime we notice pink eye, anytime we notice an ear infection. I've had one of our good friends, her mom struggled with reoccurring urinary tract infections, like literally monthly, and she could not get rid of them. We've put her on the probiotic. She hasn't had one in 6 years now. And again, it's key because when you can keep out more of the bad and you have more of the good, you're going to function so much better. And some people, their gut health is so severely damaged, though, that they can't even absorb the probiotic. And that's what a prebiotic does. It actually prepares your intestinal tract for the probiotic. So it's good to know there's a prebiotic and a pro. Herblex, you'd mentioned this one, Gina. This is an amazing product to help with getting you to be more regular. If you're not having regular bowel movements and you're backing up, that's very severe toxins are staying in your system. And this was an original Dr. Shaklee product back around 1920. He started using Herblex. So this is one that is very safe. It's actually 90% detoxifier and 10% laxative. So you can use this on a daily basis, and it's not going to create, like if you took a Miralax daily, you've got to worry it's flushing out all your electrolytes, you become severely dehydrated. Many things can happen from using over-the-counters daily. And then
I will say it says that you can take like 4.
Yeah.
Don't start with 4.
Yeah, I agree. Start with less.
One a day is fine.
Yeah, you'll know it. You'll know it.
Not too much.
But, surprisingly though, Gina, there are people, I use my mom as an example. She has cancer that actually attacks her bowels, and she has to take about 8 of these a day at this point. In order to have a bowel movement. So, it's funny because some of us need 1, some of us need 3, and that's why we always say there's no magic, number, but it's great to know that you can take as much as you need and none of this stuff is going to hurt you. If you took a medication and you tried to double it, you'd probably be in some bad shape. So, that's a big difference in using a med versus natural. So, stomach soothing. This would be something, right now with stomach flus going around, it's peppermint, ginger, things that have been using for years to help with relaxing your stomach. Motion sickness, if you're going to a theme park, you go like riding the backseat of a car, this is very calming and very gentle to your stomach. Easy Gest, this is an excellent one, a multi-enzyme that helps with breaking down food. So if you've ever heard of Beano, very similar, but this actually has more enzymes in it than Beano does. People with IBS, things like heartburn, if you've had your gallbladder removed, a lot of times your body has to work harder to break down nutrients. So this can be a huge aid in helping you to not get sick after you eat because your body is struggling to figure out how to get that food through your system. Fiber. That's a big concern for a lot of people too. They don't eat enough fiber. So there are powder options, there are tablet options, and we mentioned the Life Shake a little bit earlier too, and that is an excellent source of fiber too. Starting your day with that will give you a really good dose of 6 grams of fiber right away, which is, again, very important for bowel health. The Cleanse, this is a really, really crucial thing for a lot of us to jumpstart where we're at. And whether it's weight loss, just trying to become healthier and maybe improving your eating habits. We personally, as a group, we have a 5-day reset we do every single month. We do a cleanse every maybe 2 times a year or so. Cleanse is not something you do very often because it really will get rid of a lot of, you basically are, making your organs not have to work hard by eating hardly any food. It's all fruits and vegetables, and you're taking your supplements to work on each specific organ. So great thing to look at doing, but the reset is a little different. So if you want more information, we'd be happy to add you to our group on Facebook that goes in a little more detail. We actually start this tomorrow. And our liver DTX, this is an awesome product. And you mentioned, Kate, I'm going to talk a little bit more on this one because you mentioned liver health. And your liver is one of the organs that has over 500 functions it deals with in your body. So your liver is important. And if it's not doing well, that it really can create here so many issues for your blood sugar. It can create, again, we talk about acne, inflammatory issues, people that have liver disorders. This helps to stimulate bile flow and regenerate liver cells. Even constipation can be oftentimes because your liver is not working properly. So liver DTX, really, really crucial. Sometimes we do it for the cleanse. It's only used then a few times a year. Some people need this every day. Think of alcoholism, something that could have damaged your liver, maybe medications if you've had a lot of surgeries. This is something that, again, is very, very key to helping with keeping your liver continuously working hard and processing what it should and how it should and getting rid of the junk. That's what it does. It's a filter. So continue with our Shaklee difference here, and we were kind of mentioning the anti-aging product earlier, Vivix, but this gets into talking about mind health. This is an amazing thing to help with mental sharpness and focus. Think of, again, you mentioned Gina and you, Kate, actually, but learning abilities, to help with disabilities, to helping with your attention span, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, any neural-based challenges. This can help with getting more oxygen into your brain and helping with building new neural connections in your brain. So when that happens, that really does make a difference in enhancing your mental health. So MindWorks is a fairly new product, but we absolutely have found that this has helped so many people, even just with simple things like forgetfulness, like I forgot where I put my keys. It happens when you're more stressed. Some people can take this periodically. Others of us, they need it every single day. So this would be Arthur. He wanted to say hi to you guys. He's been standing here waiting for me to pick him up. You say hi, honey. So another area of importance for health is looking at omegas, and omegas deals with primarily heart health, but does so many other things. And it's critical for your nervous system, for a healthy brain. And your omegas, when we look at some of the conditions we see, we eat a lot of processed foods, which is high in omega-6s, which depletes you even more in omega-3s. So getting a wide spectrum of your omegas, oh boy, is very important. So, you know, think of Crohn's is a big one that a lot of times you have to use mass amounts of omegas. It will help to pump out inflammation. Thanks, Sarah. Colitis, you know, behavioral disorders, again, ADHD, brain, right? You need to get those healthy lubricants in there to help with flushing things out. High cholesterol. But again, you go to the store and just buy any omegas, not the same. This has been triple molecular distilled, so it's taken out all the PCBs, the mercury, the lead, all the things that we have to worry about when we're eating fish. And when we're taking just a generic, go to Costco, buy a big thing because it's cheap, and you think that that's going to help with replacing your omegas, not the same. So very important, again, for heart health, though, and brain, to note that one. Then we have options for, you know, specific to heart, CoQ heart. If you're on a cholesterol medication, a lot of times doctors forget to tell you, you should be taking a CoQ10 supplement. Anybody that's on a statin, because that is known to decrease and almost eliminate the CoQ10 values in your body. So, but this is also used for getting oxygen through your body. So MS, that's a big one for, we use this for Raynaud's, if you're familiar with that, you know, cold hands and feet kind of thing, Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, but again, getting oxygen throughout your body, CoQ heart. So speaking a little bit more, again, there's a lot for heart health, you know, blood pressure, cholesterol, right? That is a big concern today. And, you know, we're talking about how important, you know, heart disease, that again, it's the #1 killer of us is heart disease. So blood pressure and cholesterol, two of those factors that lead to that. So there are, again, amazing options to help with prevention. And if you already have some of these things and you know the side effects of taking these cholesterol meds and these blood pressure meds long-term, it is awesome to know there are natural options. So we encourage you to check with these. Now, we want to make sure we do tell you guys, though, if you are taking something, don't go off from it and just say, I'm going to try this for a while. You always need to work with your doctor. Again, natural is great, but you also need to know what you're doing. If you're not on any medication yet, it's not going to hurt you to try anything. But note that when you are on something, you need to make sure that you check with your physician before beginning anything. So just mentioning, Mr. We mentioned in the middle here kind of that this is a great thing to note too, that, you know, we are helping people with their health, but, you know, there's also another side that many people, you know that with a lot of companies out there, yes, there's an opportunity for a business model. And this one is very unique for the fact that you can create an income. So when people are looking at helping others, you know, I now at this point make a full-time income working part-time with Shaklee. Like, it is an amazing thing as a home-based business to be able to fit in with what you maybe currently do or also on the side. And as a way that if you're looking at, wow, I really need to improve my health and I have a lot of products I want to start using. That's how most of us start. We love the products, just like Stacy said, you know, there's a lot of things you start to use and you love and you want to be able to afford them. So note that there are ways to be able to increase the amount of income you're bringing in to help pay for your products also. So that's another part of Shaklee. Nutriferon. So now we're into immunity. And again, I said there's still flu going around and many viruses and illnesses. And it's great to know we have options for so many parts of immunity. We talked about gut health. This is going to be very different, though, the topics we're getting into with immunity here now, though. Something called Nutriferon that was actually took 45 years for this. Dr. Kojima was the original founder of what interferon does in our bodies, which interferon is very unique in basically it produces a protein that when your cells start to get invaded by a virus, it acts like a Pac-Man and it goes through and eats the bad things that are trying to invade the good. Now, cancer, this was one that actually started with some of the testing was on white blood cell count. And if you could keep the white cell blood count higher, you are going to be fighting off a lot of the cancer cells that, again, we all have cancer cells, but if you can stop them from spreading, that's key to helping the cancer not taking over. And this also is an important thing because it helps with autoimmune disorders and things where your immune system is constantly fighting. So maybe you catch every cold that goes by. Maybe you're struggling with allergies is a big one for Nutriferon. So again, if you're hyper or you're hypo, it will balance your immune system. And I know we're covering a ton here, but I want you to know all of the things that can be really helpful for, again, some of the things you might have your family or someone you know. So this would be one too. My husband would tell you, allergies was huge for him taking Nutriferon. So again, great for that, but many other things too. Mono, another one, my best friend, Mono, she had to use this, and amazing how the difference in, she's a teacher and she would catch every single thing that went around. Once she got on this, it was amazing difference. And mono is a lot of times something you get again, and she hasn't had it again since, and I firmly believe it's because she built her immune system back up. So, but y'all, sometimes we need just a quick boost. So emergency, you guys might be familiar with emergency or airborne. This is an excellent quick, drop it in water, and you can drink it warm, you can mix it with honey, you can just drink it plain, but it's a blast of vitamin C. So it's equivalent to 16 oranges of vitamin C. You can keep it on hand. And again, it's a great thing as a quick boost. There's also a chewable vitamin C, which is great, and a sustained C we'll get into here in a second. Defend and resist. Maybe you've heard of elderberry. That's a popular thing right now, but you can suck on these, you can chew them, you can swallow them, you can make them into tea. But this has large tree and some other things that is great for, again, coating your throat, but kicking your immune system into action. So again, great because it has so many other things in there that are specifically focused on immune health. And love that you can have it as a tea option too, because a lot of people don't like always swallowing things. So you can use that in different ways. Good for kids too. Stress relief complex. And, like I said, we kind of get into here more natural ways of relieving, from pain, but also thinking of what stress does to your body. And this product, you mentioned, Gina, you try this for your kids. And yeah, it is amazing how people, maybe if you've ever had a panic attack, what anxiety is, what the feeling is. And when it starts to come, it is horrible and it's scary. And this is a way to stop your cortisol levels from continuing to rise. Some people need this every day. Some people can use this. Maybe you had a traumatic experience. You lost someone you love. Maybe you had a major situation that you have to deal with. You lost your job, whatever it is. But when that starts to happen, you oftentimes lose control. And that's where you stop sleeping. You are going to be more prone to having things happen that this can help with cutting what the stress is doing to your body. So even high blood pressure, we use this for. People can take it before bed because if stress is the cause of them waking up. It's excellent to try for taking before bed. ADD, ADHD, that is a lot of times what's happening. They're overstimulated. So if you can calm that down, it is amazing how they'll be able to focus more, which again, I don't care the age. When you can improve the ability to focus, whether it's at school, whether it's at your job, you will notice a huge improvement in how you learn and how you retain, and also helping with calming you. So when you're calmer, you can sit still longer. That's all going to tie into also your ability to learn. So, and when we look at, depression, antidepressants, what those do long-term is taking, again, horrible side effects. And if we can find natural options, seasonal affective disorder, that's a big one right now. So we call this our natural Prozac. That St. John's wort is the main one. This would be the only product pretty much I can tell you guys about real fast that nothing else you have to worry about taking with a medication. But this is one, though, that if you're on an antidepressant, it won't hurt you, but basically it can offset what your antidepressant's trying to do. So this would be one that you would not, again, just go cold turkey, quit taking your antidepressant, start taking this. So no reason you can't try it, but note that this will be one to check with your doctor if you're on a med. So, and some of these do take a little longer. This will be a 4 to 6 week one to stay on for a little while. It's got to get in your system. It has to build up for a little while. So looking at pain relief. So Tylenol, ibuprofens, things that I cannot tell you guys, even as a personal trainer. I have one client that I probably say she takes, I don't even know how many Advil a day because her joints hurt and she has so many issues that we finally gotten her to the point where she's realizing her stomach aches are due to the over-the-counter pain meds she's taking. So natural options for pain relief are important to note. Some people need it long-term every day. Some people just need it occasionally. But this is not going to hurt your stomach like over-the-counter. No side effects. And we use this. Some people, again, use it for things like you hurt yourself. Maybe you hurt your back. Maybe you get headaches. Maybe you have sciatica is a good one as an example, but it helps to get rid of inflammation. I think that that's a very common problem, arthritis, right? That you need to have something just to get by. And that's where you reach for the things that you don't think of the side effects because you're in pain and it hurts. But this is, again, going to be very gentle and can still provide relief for stopping the prostaglandins that lead to pain. Joint and muscle pain cream.
Can I just have a little side note on that pain relief?
Yeah, definitely.
Boswellia, when Stacy had posted something about it, I was like, I know that word. And I'm heavy into Young Living oils.
Yeah.
And that is actually the technical term for frankincense. And frankincense is like my favorite thing. It's even been found to, of course, we can't say it cures cancer because Big Pharma will come and eat it up. But there are good studies out there, scientific studies that show that frankincense is helping to cure cancer.
Mm.
It's a fantastic thing. I add it when we're getting sick and for a pain balm, if I make my own pain balms out of that, frankincense is like all the good stuff. So that I've been wanting to try that because I threw out all of our ibuprofen and stuff like that. Most of it was expired, but this last move that we made, I pulled everything out. I'm like, 2007, I bet that can go. But I thought I don't really want to replace it with more ibuprofen. And I've been experiencing a ton of pain with my foot and haven't been able to exercise or do anything because of it for the last year and a half. It started 2 years ago, but it's been like consistent for the last year and a half. I just can't get over it. So this is one I really want to try.
Yeah, that's great. When actually Boswellia has been used for thousands of years in other countries. That is what they use for pain reliever. They don't use Advil, Tylenol. They don't have it actually. So, that's very good to know that, again, the long-term history of that. It's just here in the U.S., our standards are a little different and how
if that's frankincense, I mean, they brought it to Jesus as a gift. So if it's good enough for Jesus, good enough for me.
It's been around a while. That's very true. Yeah, that's funny. And this will be a topical option. So this has a patented liposome delivery system that, menthol is the key ingredient in this, but again, excellent if you hurt yourself. So you sprain an ankle, you hurt your back. I have clients that use this for sinus infections. They rub it on their forehead, under their eyes. Don't put it in your eyes because it burns like heck. But you use it for, topically heating the area to help release inflammation. So again, pain relief is miserable. So good to know that there are things you can use. Bone health. Getting into areas of, talking about calcium supplements, that there are a lot of them out there, and bone health, especially for women, is a huge concern for osteoporosis. And note that one thing you can do with your calcium and multivitamin, drop in a glass of water, and calcium in particular should dissolve within about 15 minutes. If it doesn't, it's doing no good in your body. And ours dissolves actually in 1 to 7 minutes. And this has calcium carbonate in there, which is the most absorbable and potent type of calcium, but it also is combined with calcium citrate. So it has both to make sure that it's guaranteed, as you can see in a third-party clinical study, to make sure that it continues to stay at a level that is absorbed for over 12 hours. So very unique in the type of calcium that is used in your products. Joint Health Complex, another one that this helps with, just like it's called, very easy to remember. But the great thing about this one, it's fast acting. So you can try this one in about 5 days. If you have joint issues, you should be able to notice a difference. So again, we talk about joints. That could be anything from carpal tunnel to, even being overweight, your joints hurt, to maybe you had surgery like hip replacement, something that you need to make sure you're trying to keep blood flowing in there, tendinitis, another common one, but helping to regenerate and keeping the healthy connective collagen and cartilage is very, again, crucial to your joint. So if you have joint pain, because again, it's one of those things too, it's miserable. So joint health, I'm a big fan of it. And again, I have lots of clients that, use this every day for helping, preventing knee replacement, for, just lots of running things. They run a lot and their joints hurt. And you can really tell a difference when you use something like that. Has the live form of glucosamine, by the way. Glucosamine chondroitin is what a lot of times they sell in the stores. And that has to be injected for it to be actually live, where this is actually glucosamine hydrochloride. So there's different types of glucosamine that people would have no idea about, because they're not going to tell you that at the doctor's office, because they say, like, just like Stacy said, just go buy anyone. It doesn't matter. Her vitamin D, just go purchase anything, because doctors are not trained in nutrition. We need them 100% for medication. We need them for, lots of things. But when it comes to what they're telling you for your vitamins, generally, I have a few actually that I work with, that one of them, I train his wife. I've trained her for like 10 years now. And she even said that in his whole, I think it was 7 years it took him to get through his entire doctorate, that he took 1 hour of a nutrition course, 1 hour. So when they're telling you multivitamin, they don't know. So it's, really important that you guys get educated. And that's why we're taking the time to go over this with you. This is not because I like to talk. We want you guys to be educated and to know there are things that are really, really crucial to your health and building long-term health. Now, here's something on eye health. So, again, you probably are familiar with things like glaucoma, macular degeneration. This is an excellent way to bringing your fat-soluble antioxidants to focusing specifically on eye health. And again, I love the visual of showing you have to eat all of this to get what's in a serving of this. So it's specific to antioxidants. So if you have eye issues, this would be an excellent thing to try. Or eye issues run in your family. A lot of times genetics, we say, yeah, they can play a part in what could happen to you. So if you know that that's something that you have a history of, it'd be great to do prevention now to build up what you can for prevention later. Alfalfa. I could spend 2 hours talking on this one alone, so I'll try to really summarize this up quickly. But alfalfa is known as the king of plants. This was, again, an original Dr. Shaklee formula. We use a lot of this. I personally take about 20 of these a day, which sounds like a lot, but alfalfa is it does so many things, from detoxifying. It has an alkalizing effect in your body. So when your body is too acidic, that also creates a lot of imbalances. So this can help to pull heavy metals from your system. This can help, again, with allergies, respiratory issues, gout, things that are specific to creating even bad breath. Again, things that when you have too much acid in your body, your symptoms definitely can show in different ways. I use it for circulation, but again, you will hear of so many different stories, even injuries. People have a lot of swelling. We have our Olympic athletes. They'll tell you how they take 30 of them every hour, and they've come back from major injuries that said they would be career ending, and they've come back because alfalfa is healing very quickly. So, and how our alfalfa is made, it takes 5 years for them to grow. This actually has roots that grow over 25 foot deep, so it absorbs trace minerals. So that is what's key. Then you find in the store alfalfa, they use the generally baby leaves because they can process it very fast, and it absorbs lots of pesticides and chemicals, where, again, still beyond organic with Shaklee standards. So love alfalfa. Specific needs, again, I'm just going to say these really fast. Sleeping concerns, insomnia, you can't sleep. Excellent option for natural variation. Getting natural energy, so we have core energy. This would be one to help stay in your system throughout the day. This also is a great way to help promote your body's natural use of oxygen. Again, you think of athletes, people with, again, fibromyalgia, things that you need a pick-me-up because you can't make it through your day. This is an excellent thing to try without getting the jitteriness. It's not like using anything that's going to create any harmful side effects. Glucose regulation, you had mentioned this one too earlier, Gina, that this is a great thing to try as, pre-diabetic. I even have some diabetics that can use this, but you want to be getting that insulin to stay regulated, and this allows your body to use the insulin that's already in your body. So if you can produce it, this will help you to continue to get that through your system. So again, very important if you're someone that struggles with issues with insulin, this product. Saw palmetto, this is more for men's health, helps with urinary difficulties and prostate health. That's what you want to know saw palmetto for. GLA complex, women especially, this comes in handy for regulating hormones. It's gamma-linolenic acid. Again, excellent for PMS symptoms, even during PMS, and also dealing with some menopause symptoms. This can make a big difference. Then we get into later menopause, which, again, helping with creating the mimicking what the function of human estrogen is in your body. This can help with, hot flashes and perimenopause, endometriosis, you had mentioned too, we use that a lot for that. And again, it's generally black cohosh is going to be your main thing that is part of that one. So getting it to boost specific targeting, we have our B vitamins, you need those. Again, our body is not one thing that we can oftentimes produce, so we need to supplement with those and get them through our diet. And this is excellent for, we call this our happy vitamins, our stress vitamins. We use these oftentimes, more than just once, because your body burns them. When you're high stress, you're going to burn even more of these. So love B vitamins. We're a big fan of those. Vitamin D3, again, seasonal affective disorder. I keep mentioning that one because it's a common thing right now. D3 is something that we need to look at adding. And the key thing, you don't need massive doses of this because it's absorbed. That's the key. You do not need higher levels because a lower amount will do the same thing as it's actually working in your body. So sustained release C, I mentioned a little bit ago, the immunity, the little vitalized immunity tablets you could drop in water and get a boost. This is going to be kind of your daily option for supportive vitamin C. There's a chewable, there's a regular, but again, vitamin C, I can't say enough about the antioxidant of vitamin C. And, anytime you get injured, if you ever smoked, something that your body can't keep producing vitamin C, you need a supplement form of that. So chewable is great for kids. I just like them. That's my go-to instead of maybe, grabbing a snack. A lot of times I'll grab these just because I like them so much. But, they're excellent. You can't take too many. They're water soluble. You're always flushing them out again. So take vitamin C. It's a great way to get boosts for many different purposes, including immunity. Vitamin E, you get heart health. You've got zinc. Again, these are more targeted. Iron plus C. So if you needed, I talked about anemia earlier too, that's sometimes the C helps absorbing iron. So Kate, I think you wanted to say something, maybe not.
No, sorry. I was talking to my daughter. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Vital Mag, magnesium, another one, especially for muscle cramping and many other things magnesium does, but very common to be deficient in magnesium. Chewable CalMag, excellent for things like heartburn and acid reflux. It's instantly absorbed versus our other bone health options that are time release. This is instant. So when you need, wake up in the middle of the night with a Charlie horse. I used this a lot when I was pregnant because I would get the darn cramps in my toes and my calves. So, it helps to relieve it instantly. For kids, night terrors, great thing to have is calcium, to take the chewable version. The magnesium is very calming. So lecithin, fat soluble vitamin, helps release fat through your body. Can be used kind of like the GLA we mentioned as a healthy fat. So again, brain health, helping regulate your ability to get the fat flushing through your body. Excellent even for cholesterol health. So lecithin is something people do not oftentimes never hear about. Garlic complex, I always say, just remember with garlic, this is nature's anti-everything. That's a great thing to remember. Nature's antibiotic, nature's antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's antihistamine, anti-inflammatory, great for fighting infection. So you need like a penicillin, this is what we use instead. Garlic, huge. And it has the live alum in there, which helps again in preventing even for immune health and digestive health. And most odorless brands generally kill the alum in there, so it's not actually giving you what you need to help with, again, all the things that garlic should do. So we use garlic oftentimes too as even part of our reset, our cleanse we mentioned, because it does help to kill anything bad that's inside the body. So kids options, we have kids chewables and we have a DHA chewable. So the omegas we talked about for kids, this would be the chewable version. So again, kids have a little different needs, love these. We kind of say up until about the age of 12, usually the chewables can be used for, but you asked earlier, Kate, when can kids take the Vital E? As soon as they can swallow, we generally say too. So great that there are lots of options though, and love that Shaklee gives you so many things that keep the 100% money back guarantee, but every area of health, including even sports nutrition. And even though this says sports nutrition, you can use these for other things too. We have things like our Hydrate. There's a Hydrate and there's a Hydrate Plus that both are electrolyte replacements. So instead of using a Gatorade, a Powerade, maybe you need something because you're sick and you need electrolytes, here you go. You don't get the colors, the flavors, the preservatives. This has all 6 electrolytes compared to Gatorade, which has 4, and will help to create a more optimal electrolyte balance in your body to making sure that what these products have been proven to do is hydrate better than water. So we love this, especially the Hydrate Plus. It has a great taste to it. It's a powder. You mix it yourself. Great for kids. We make it into popsicles a lot during the summer. We use it all the time. So again, even as an adult, we love it too. And there are options for after workouts. There are things like our recovery that you could take before bed. And it's part of, we have two different lines of sports nutrition. But the recovery is used in both of those. So the recovery has tart cherry juice in there, which has been found for so many things. And even Mayo Clinic is now promoting this as a way to help with reducing inflammation, and also acts as melatonin. So that's why they say take it before bed, because it can help you sleep. So helping regulate sleep patterns, but also getting inflammation out of your body while you're sleeping. And Energy Chews, this is, again, one of our favorites. We use these not just before sports events, which our kids do for, many things. So do Stacy's, and love that these can be used anytime you need to pick me up. B vitamins, green tea extract, nothing crazy like you take a fiber energy shot, you have to worry about having a heart attack, having stroke. And if you read the back, it tells you, all these precautionary things. No concerns with using something like this. Energy Chews are awesome to grab whenever you need them. A quick go-to when you need a little bit of a boost. So looking at weight loss, we're getting here close to the end. Healthy weight. This is a really key component of, when we talk about healthy weight, it's not always about, I will never promote diets. I'm not a fan. I've been in the industry long enough, 25 years, that I can tell you, people that do things like Weight Watchers, they constantly go back to them because they don't create the long-term effect that we need. So we want to have you built in a place where when you lose the weight, you're going to keep it off. And that is what's around our weight loss program, is our 180. And it has been proven that 100% of the people that do the 180 remain with 100% of their muscle mass, which is key in what is in ours. It has leucine in there to helping prevent losing muscle mass. And when that happens, the long-term effects have proven to be much greater. So you're not losing the muscle, you're keeping the muscle and losing the fat. So love our turnaround program. And again, this could be a whole other topic, but note, we are a big fan of making sure that people are keeping muscle, losing the weight. This is all low glycemic, keeping your blood sugar level stable, staying out of that feast and famine response where you're creating that yo-yo effect with your body. Terrible in messing up your metabolism. So this is, again, I love our 180 program. It costs, about $8 a day for 2 meals, and it's got your tea, and it has the metabolic boost in here, but an excellent program to note for weight management. Again, there's snack bars. There's a whole portion of this that has been built around just getting you to have healthy snacks, and that's why we call it healthy weight. I don't like to say that this is something you use, you lose the weight, then you're off from it. We use these, our kids use these snack bars. Our son packs meal bars in his lunch every stinking day because he doesn't want to pack a lunch. But you know what? It's good nutrition. It has the right amount of protein. It's low glycemic, and you can feel good about these options and using them long term. And then there are lots of support tools with our weight management. But again, we want to keep chemicals out. That's our focus with Shaklee. Everything that goes in and around your body, we are keeping the chemicals out. And again, these have all been proven long-term. So another area is our skincare. And youth is something that was developed to help with improving your skin long-term. And 100% of the women that were in these studies that were, again, third party, actually were amazed at the fact that they reversed their skin by a decade, which is 10 years off from their skin. They reverse that third layer, the deeper layer, that helps to promote the long term. So no chemicals. And again, love the fact that you can say we don't use any of the things the most skincare products do, including, things that we have in there. A lot of the herbs that are in here, again, have been proven they're safe. There's an entire skincare regimen. So it doesn't matter if you're sensitive. It doesn't matter if you have issues with acne. Maybe it's, the sunspots. Maybe it's hydration you're lacking. It's all non-comedogenic. You don't have to worry anything about basically most of the concerns people have with skincare. Youth has avoided that. So I asked Stacy if she doesn't mind to real quick to maybe share her story, because she has a great one with youth here real fast, Stacy.
Yeah. Okay. So I love youth. I started youth when I did an online event with Amanda focusing solely on the youth products. I saw her before and afters, and it kind of freaked me out. I wanted to look like their afters. One of the ladies was in her 70s and my mom is in her 70s. And I thought, I kind of want to look like her versus my mom. So we got into the program, but both my husband and I use it, share it, and he would tell you he absolutely misses this product when he goes on the road. So he asked me to buy him little sample containers, and he takes it with. We both love it. There are instant facials, face masks, and you will see my children walking around with them weekly for their acne, especially my 14-year-old son wearing a helmet and the chin guard. You can see right where all of that is. And so they use the masks, both hydrating and clarifying or detoxing. Love those. There is a BB cream. Sorry, Amanda, if you're trying to keep up, I'm all over the board.
You're good. I'll just keep going.
There's a BB cream here that you can see that comes in 4 colors. I absolutely love this stuff. Last year when I started with Shaklee, Tate was turning 16. We have watched so many YouTube videos trying to figure out makeup. She really wanted to start getting into this. She would break out with foundations that she was wearing, so she just stopped wearing it until we got into the BB creams. Loves them. She even wears them like when you go to your homecoming dances. She puts on 2 layers, puts the first one on, lets it dry, puts on a second one, and it gives it like a fabulous finish. I use the BB creams solely. I use the number 3 as my base. In the summer, I add a little bit of the 4 to it to mix and match and come up with a custom color. I use the 4 as an eyeshadow and contouring. I use the 1 as highlighting. Yeah, it's all I have. And their brand new product is their 2-in-1 mascara, and it is not in the catalog, but I will tell you it is the most fabulous product. I wear contacts, and I was getting to the point I just couldn't figure out, do I want, I was wearing it underneath my eyes all the time because I would rub and itch and be irritated. Then I went to the waterproof mascaras, and that stuff is clumpy and you can't get it off, and I would pull out chunks of eyelashes and just not happy. Found the 2-in-1 mascara. It came out. I tried it. I swear you just don't even feel like you have anything on. It goes on. It makes your lashes like separate and long, and I love it. And Tate wears it, and she loves it. My mom had cataract surgery, and she came home from Florida a couple weeks ago, and I said, you have to try this. She asked me to order one before she goes back to Florida. And she loves it. So the whole youth line, it's fabulous.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing. All right. Great. And yes, and there's even more, guys. Again, that's why I said it's a perk of Shaklee being around over 100 years. I mean, you've got so many areas that they have continued to build on because, again, you're trying to get rid of the things you shouldn't be having around you. And I love the fact you don't have to go to 20 stores. You can get everything you need from Shaklee. Like that is, we have found that actually simplifies things, that I don't have to search for where can I go to get laundry detergent, which we're going to get into next, or where do I go to buy face wash? I know that Shaklee's done the research to prove that it's safe. Even things like you can see here, eye makeup remover, specific topical acne treatments. There's a general shower gel that you can use and your husband can use. There's a body lotion. They don't smell funny. They just are very neutral. They don't use fragrances. They have SPF, which love this for sunscreen. You're going somewhere for spring break. Stacey did a post on this one. This is an excellent thing to have because you're not going to break out. I've had people tell me they tried every sunscreen. They break out in these weird hives and rashes, and you don't get that with ours because they don't use the chemicals they're not supposed to. Even for your kids, little ones, baby bath lotions. Again, you got all ages covered here. So last area we're going to get into here, guys, is getting into cleaning products and talking about water here really quickly. So I have to mention the Get Clean, and I said, guys, we could spend the entire time on any of these topics, and we're trying to fly through these. So I know we're over time, and I apologize, but we did talk with the while at the beginning, so I'm going to count that as 15 minutes off our time. So, but the Get Clean line is amazing. This is Dr. Shaklee, when he made Basic H2, this became the very first Earth Day cleaning product back in 1960. You cannot beat what they have done with using concentrates to create cleaning power. They don't add water into their products, so you save money, but yet they outperform any of their counterparts that have chemicals and those that don't. So all of these are non-toxic. These are green sealed certified, so you can actually use them in businesses. Even in my fitness studio, I can claim I'm a green facility because I only use our H2 product down there. And it makes me feel good. Our kids can clean the windows. If your dog licks the floors because you washed it with H2, you're perfectly safe. But yet this one product you can use for multi-purposes, like Our daughter just got silly putty her hair on a Friday, so that's very recent for me. Silly putty mixed with slime. And if you kids have ever done anything with it, it is the worst stuff ever, and you can't get it out. And I thought I was gonna have to shave her head because she slept in it, and it was matted to her scalp. And I thought, we are done. I'm gonna have to shave my poor 9-year-old daughter's hair. But within 20 minutes, this broke down, and we washed and combed, and I got it all out, and her hair was amazing. Within 20 minutes. Like, I seriously did not think I could do that. But again, I felt good. It's non-toxic, doesn't burn her eyes. So you can use it for washing your car. You can actually put it on your, we have farmers that use this. They put it on fields. We use it on our fruit trees. It keeps the bugs away. Like, you know, it just has so many uses. And this one little bottle costs about $11. Like, again, one drop makes window cleaner. I mean, it's amazing how using a concentrate, you can learn so much. And we're going to be doing a great Earth Day event coming up. And you guys mentioned you're pretty local. We'll probably be doing something like a make and take that we did last year. It was very popular, that you could come and make some of these and learn more. So I really encourage you to check that out. If you're trying to get rid of chemicals, learn more about how our laundry detergent, use half an ounce to a large load of laundry. Our dryer sheets are made from vegetables. They literally disintegrate on their own. Like, it is hard to find things, like even dishwasher soap that doesn't have phosphates, that, you know, when you're washing your dishes, if those get left on, we wonder why people have so many issues now. They're, you know, irritation of their lining and their esophagus. And again, an allergy is oftentimes coming from things like your dishwasher detergent. Who would have thought of that? So again, a whole line of cleaning products that you can use for every area in your home, and everything fits into. It's pretty cool. It mentioned here in this last one, it's $99 for the entire Get Clean kit. That is over $3,400 worth of cleaning products. It gives you your caddy, all your microfiber sponges, everything you need to clean your entire house. So very simple. And again, love the fact that you can save money and save time with getting started with Get Clean. So big fan of the Get Clean kit. So in every kit that is bought, I mentioned too at the very beginning, everything's revolved around nature. Shaklee plants one tree for every Get Clean kit that is sold. So that's a pretty cool thing, that you're doing something all around good for the environment. And mentioning here real quick, our water filtration. This was the first of the kind water filtration system that removes lead and over 50 other contaminants. So it outperforms your Britas, your Pures, very cost effective. And it's pretty cool. At the top, it tells you how many, you know, water gallons that you've gone through before your filter needs to be changed. So if you have, you know, we have city water, you have well water, it's great for every type. But we even throw this when we travel. If you stay at a hotel and you want to filter the water there, you know, you can throw it in your suitcase. Love the picture for many different uses, again, including traveling. So all right, guys, I have just a couple here things we're going to finish with, and we are done. We'll open it up to you guys here. So if you did have some questions, I actually just stopped our video. Sorry. I guess that will be the end of our recording. I meant to hit stop share. So sorry, Gina, if you want to share this, the ending will be cut off here. But we have several other things. Like I said, I just want to make sure I mention here really quickly. And this is a really important one, guys, that we are super excited about. And because you're very new to Shaklee, you would have no idea how important this is. But we have several things coming up here. One of I mentioned a little bit ago was our reset, which this actually starts for us tomorrow. But I encourage you guys to check out our resets and our cleanses, because they are excellent way to help getting your bodies to feel better. But next weekend, we have coming to Zealand an Olympic athlete that is coming just to share with our personal group here in Zealand. He's coming all the way from Colorado, and we're already almost out of space here, but he is going to be covering, it doesn't matter if you're an Olympic athlete, that's not the point. The point is to learn about how you can use nutrition to fuel your body at every level, and just to answer questions, to kind of hear some of the things that he's gone through with his training, to be able to hear from somebody of this caliber coming to Zealand. I encourage you guys to check this out. If you have any interest in education and learning about your body, and from someone that is as inspiring as him, I want you guys to know about this. So it's 10 and 2 o'clock. We have 2 times next Saturday. So Stacy could gladly share the link with you, but I definitely wanted to make sure we mentioned this. So great event for kids too. Fun to hear from somebody, you know, like an Olympian. You know, it's pretty cool for them. Take pictures with them, get a signature and autograph, all that kind of fun stuff too. So, and it's free. And we want to end with, and closing out here with real quick. So, you know, Gina will get some things here from hosting event, but let's say there was an area in particular you really wanted to know more about. You could get a group together, whether it's in person if you're close by, or if it's online like a Zoom we're doing right here. There are ways you can earn free products. So maybe you really wanted to highlight learning about a healthy home, or you want to highlight learning more about youth skincare. We can do that. And You can do as many events as you want and keep earning free products, but we want ways to get education out there. So again, this is a good thing for you to know about, and ways to earn free stuff is always a value. So this is something we just started and we're just implementing into our businesses. And so we wanted to make sure we share this with you guys to know this is an option. So if it's something that interests you, it'd be a great idea to, let us know, because Gina would get perks from somebody else hosting. And if you do one, somebody from your event, if they host, that's also going to give additional perks. So just note that this is a great opportunity for you to share. So, and how do you start with Shaklee? So just so we cover here very quickly, the membership options. Shaklee's awesome because once you join, you are a member for life. You never have to re-sign up. You never have to pay another fee. You can join and you're a member forever. And there are ways to get started. We love the fact that this way, in particular, if you purchase a $150 order, your first time, you get free shipping for the rest of your life on any order that's on $150 over and on an auto ship order, which is reoccurring, but you can change that anytime. But that $20 membership fee is waived. If you don't want to purchase under $50, you can pay the $20 membership fee, and you will continue to get 15% off your products forever. But again, we love this preferred member option. So we are also offering an incentive for you guys. If you start as a preferred member, we're going to give you a special gift. We have 2 of them you can choose from. So this is one way of saying thank you, that we want you to, understand the value of what we brought to you guys and know that this is a great way to get started. If you're somebody though that thinks that maybe I want to share more, maybe, hey, I want to be able to, earn some additional income, or again, if you're like me, I didn't think trips would be a motivation, but we're going on a cruise here in 2 weeks with Shaklee, 100% paid for, bringing our family. That there are perks for doing something like this. And I'm sure that if I asked you guys, someone out there that is doing a home-based business. It's very popular because there are tax perks. There are ways that you can do so much more working from home. And that's why everybody's starting these things. But starting with something like Shaklee, with all the history, you don't have to worry about coming and going. It's there. It's a staple. It will be around forever. So our last special we're offering for you guys is on a success pack. And this is a great way to get started, because with any of the packs you purchase, you're getting 30% off your products. You're a member for life, but you're also a distributor, which means you can get bonuses if you are ordering, or if people underneath you are ordering, and there's no commitment. If you don't ever decide to build a business, you don't lose anything. Many companies, you have to order every month. You have to do so many things. Not that way with Shaklee. So if you purchase a success pack, we're actually going to give you $50 off from your pack. So this is valid for all of you guys. So $50 off the success pack, and you get a free gift. So this is kind of the big one. We wanted to make sure we highlight that this is an excellent value. And again, there's lots of packs to choose from with this. So, all right, guys, I know we just covered a lot here, so I'm going to stop sharing here my screen here real fast and open it up to you guys to see if you had any questions or anything that you would like to touch on. And you know what? I didn't stop recording. Sorry, I just stopped my video on the ding dong. I see I stopped sharing my picture. Sorry. All right. So anything you guys want to comment on or mention here real fast?
Thank you for sharing all this information.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful.
It was very helpful. I have to go put my daughter to bed that's waiting for me.
For sure. Go for it.
Can I, how long is this order open for Gina?
We talked about it for a week. So you got a week to look through things and make a decision. So.
Oh, good. So I can look at it tomorrow and all my notes and everything then.
Yep. And if you need any help, we're here to help you. So for sure.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming on, Kate.
Bye.
Bye, Kate.
All right. And Holly, I don't know if you could hear us or if you can talk or not, but if you had anything, feel free to ask us. Gina, how about you? Anything you had questions about? Or
I just wrote down like 8 more things I want to get.
Nice. That's how it happens.
I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Hey, Amanda, I'm just going to say something. I don't know, Gina, if I've done a post that you've seen. I think I probably have when I talk about the reset. So I don't know if Holly can hear us. But the reset, I did one more for the weight loss part of things. That's kind of why I continue to do it. But I will tell you that totally took me by surprise. I had just gone to the doctor, as I had said, dealing with other stuff. And I'm like, man, are my lungs clear? Because every time I get in bed, I can't stop like coughing. Like I can't get rid of the junk and it drives me crazy, drives Mike crazy. It's just ridiculous. And he said, well, you need to look for an allergen. And I'm like, I am not allergic to anything. He goes, yeah, I go home, make sure there's no like a ton of dust, and we have a Labradoodle. And I'm thinking, oh my word. Okay. So, change your sheets, dust everything, wipe down walls. Like I've got to figure this out.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I think she hung up on us.
We lost her.
Oopsie. I'm sure she'll call back in here in a second.
Okay.
I may stop recording right here, though. It's probably a good spot here.
Okay.
I know she's going to tell you, though, that basically that's all gone now.
I know that Mike was having issues too, and was taking some stuff, and it's hard for him as a pilot to be able to take some of the allergy meds out there. They can't be on certain things. So
he couldn't even go out and mow the lawn, I guess, and his eyes would like swell shut. He had
oh my gosh,
severe allergies. So yeah, to grass in particular. So yeah, and yeah, heat tone is a tremendous, and he also did the reset, and that was kind of his jump start too for kind of noticing a lot of relief for a lot of his symptoms. So yeah, well, hopefully she'll get back